Design patterns. Design patterns. What is a design pattern? Identifying the best solution. Identifying the best solution for a frequently occurring problem. Identifying the best solution for a frequently occurring problem. If problem is occurring very frequently, then identify the best solution. That process is called as a design pattern. If problem is occurring again and again, very frequently, if same problem is occurring again and again, very frequently, then finding out a best solution, identifying a best solution is design pattern. Designing a best solution for a problem which is occurring again and again. Recursively, if same problem is occurring, identifying a best solution is a design pattern. Best solution and standard solution. For a particular problem, identifying best or a standard solution is design pattern. Designing a optimum solution, best solution, optimized solution for a problem which is occurring again and again is nothing but design pattern. Designing a best solution for a recurring problem, is design pattern. Three types of design patterns are there. Three types of design patterns. First one is creational patterns. Creational patterns. Second one is structural. Structural patterns. Third one, behavioral patterns. Creational, structural, behavioral. Creational, structural and behavioral. So creational means the patterns which are related to creating an object. Whichever patterns related to creating an object, whichever patterns related to creational pattern, related to object creation. related to object creation is creational pattern. First one is singleton. First one is singleton. Ton. Singleton. Singleton design pattern. The meaning of singleton is only one object. Only one object. By default, for one class, any number of objects can be developed. By default, for one class, any number of objects can be created. By default, for one object, for one class, any number of objects can be created. By default, for one class, any number of objects can be created. Now, how to design a class? How to design a class which has to allow only one object creation. You need to design a class which has to allow only one object creation. For one object creation purpose, designing a class is nothing but singleton design pattern. Singleton design pattern, designing a class for one object. Designing a class for only one object, more than one object will not be allowed. Designing a class for only one object. It won't allow more than one object. Even though you are attempting to create a second object, it will be returning reference of the first object itself. Even though you are creating a third object, it should return reference of the first object only. No matter how many number of objects you are trying to create, it should give a reference of one object. Finally, only one object should be maintained. In entire application, if you wanted usage of only one object to a particular class, if you want to use same object for a particular class, in entire application, in all different places of same application, under one application, using one object only for a particular class, only one object to a particular class. How we can design? How we can design only one object to a particular class. For any of the class, designing only one object. For any of the class, allowing you to create only one object. While creating a second object, it should return a reference of the first object. While creating a third object, it should return a reference of the first object. For entire application, one object only should be used for a particular class. How to develop that class? Come to the Q class, one global attribute. It is a static Q type itself, it's a reference type. Global attribute is a derived data type, reference type to the same class. 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 It's a derived data type. It's a static. OBJ is a Q type. OBJ is an attribute. It's a derived data type. Default value will be a null. We are assigning explicitly null only. Same OBJ initialized in the SIB. Same OBJ initialized in the SIB. Inside SIB, OBJ got initialized. How many number of times SIB will be executing? For entire execution, SIB will be executing only one time. In the SIB, we are initializing OBJ. We are initializing OBJ. SIB executes only one time. So inside SIB, we are creating one Q object. There is a private constructor. If class is containing private constructor, object cannot be created from outside. If class is containing a private constructor, object cannot be created from outside. If class is containing private constructor, object cannot be created from outside. Now, for the Q class, you can create an object only within the Q. For the Q class, you can create an object to Q within the Q only. You cannot create an object to Q from outside a Q. We cannot create an object to Q from outside a Q. We cannot create an object to Q from outside a Q. Inside a Q, we are not creating any more objects. Only in the SIB, we created one object. In no other places of the same class, object is created. Get object method. Get object method return type is a Q. It is not creating a new object. It is returning reference of the global attribute. Same global attribute initialized in the SIB. Inside a Q class, inside a Q class, inside a Q class, we are not creating an object to Q anywhere except in the SIB. Get object method is a public and static. Get object method is a public and static. Get object method is a public and static. Return type is queue. Get object method return type is a queue. It's a public and static returning obj. Because of public and static, you can call this method from anywhere. Because of public, accessibility is there. Because of static, we can call from anywhere. Yesterday we have seen static members can be called from any way. Static members can be used in the constructor, IIB, SIB, the static method or in the non-static method. Now get object method declared as a static and even it's declared as a public. Access level is available and to call get object method we don't require object creation. Straight away by using class name we can call get object method. Straight away by using class name we can call get object. Assume Q class development got over. Q class development got over. Now users of Q, whoever wanted usage of object to Q. Whoever wanted usage of object to Q. Assume R class designer, he required an object to Q. He wanted to use an object to Q. You cannot create an object to Q by using new operator. Anybody? What is the reason? Constructor is a private. You cannot create an object to Q in the R class main method. In the R class main method, you cannot create an object to Q. You cannot create an object to Q. You cannot create an object to Q with a new operator. The reason behind is private constructor. Now you can call public get object method any number of times. It's a public method. It's a static. You require to use only class name. I'm calling get object method 5 times. Whether every time object will be creating or not. Yes or no? Every time object is, come on. Inside a get object method, we are not creating any object. We are simply returning a reference variable for the existing object. Whenever Q loading to the memory, at that time only SIBs are executing. In the body of the SIB, one Q object is creating reference to that object. Keep returning only one object to Q. For the same object, whatever reference is there, that reference is returning back. That reference is returning back. Now OBJ Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, OBJ and Q2 to Q6, OBJ and Q2 to Q6, all are referring to the same object. Yes or no? Only one object referred by totally 6 references including OBJ. Any user of the Q, if anybody wanted Q object, they cannot create a Q object through new operator. They can call get object method. Users of Q, they cannot create their own object. They can call get object. It will be returning. It will be returning reference to the existing Q object. Reference to the existing Q object. Then Q2 to Q6. Q2 to Q6 all are referring to same object. You can compile and run. You will be getting address of the same object. It's a R.Java. Compilation is done. The class is folder. Try to run R. I'm keeping SOP in the constructor. How many constructors are executing? How many times? Only one time constructor executed. Only one object created. The references are multiple. All references are referring to the same object. That object's address is printing. That object's address is printing. In order to design a class for singleton, inside that class, private constructors must ensure. Inside that class, private constructors must ensure. You have to give a private constructor. Then create an object in the SIB. SIB will be loading to the memory only one time. So only one object will be created. That object you can assign to the global attribute, which is returning from the public static method. Which is returning from public and static get object to method. If you wanted, you can avoid SIB. You can straight away initialize a new of Q, the global attribute. That is also initialized. SIB also initialized. The best way is go for SIB. It will be more readable. Inside SIB, you can incorporate any number of statements also. Always global attributes, static global attributes, advisable to initialize in the SIB. If you are initializing in the SIB, you can achieve some more statements also. Any number of statements you can keep in the SIB. Result of that you can use in the initialization. Result of that you can use in the initialization. Private constructor. Why private constructor? We are not allowing to anybody to create an object. They have to use an existing object which is creating while loading a class. They can call only getObject method. They can call only getObject method. GetObject method is a public and static. Not only R class developer, any class developer, if they wanted QObject, they cannot create a QObject straight away. They can able to call only getObject method through QClass. Only one way provided. Through that way, they can able to access a reference of the existing object instead of creating a new object. Reference of the existing object instead of creating a new object. Instead of creating a new object, reference of the existing object. Now, how to develop double-ton design pattern? Singleton means one object, double-ton two objects. Developing a class for only two objects purpose. More than two should not be allowed. More than two should not be allowed. Only two are allowed. There is a double-ton class in the material. Just to go through double-ton class, check it out whether you can able to understand or not. Are you finding? Check it out how many people can able to understand. This is very important one. Double-ton class, please go through. Understood, everybody? What is their problem? Problem solution is with you, brain also with you. Why can't you apply brain effectively? Brain is sleeping. Here also there is a private constructor. Nobody can create an object to this class outside this class. Private constructor, because of private constructor, nobody allowed to create an object to this from outside. From outside this class, object cannot be created because of private constructor. There are two global variables. Observe the first one. It's an array of size 2. It's an array of size 2 where two elements can be stored. Those two elements should be doubleton data type. Those two elements should be doubleton data type. We can store two doubleton references inside this array. Tons is a global attribute. It is a reference to an array. That array size is 2. Array size is 2. Two doubletons. Two doubleton references we can store. You can check it out in the SIB. You can check it out in the SIB. Two doubleton objects are creating references to both the doubleton objects we are storing in the array. Tons of 0, tons of 1. Tons of 0, tons of 1. Tons 0 with index, tons 1 index. Then there is one more attribute, index. It's integer type. One more attribute, index. It's a integer type. The default value of the integer is 0. In the SIB we are not reinitializing. We are not assigning any explicit value while declaring. No initializers are there to initialize the value to the index. So index value will be a default value only. Index value will be a default value. If anybody wanted an object to doubleton class, if anybody wanted an object to doubleton class, they can call public static method. It's a public method. Accessibility will be available. It is a static method. You can call from anywhere. You can call from anywhere. Get object method return type is a doubleton. It is taking one reference from the array. It is taking one reference from the array. Exam 230 structures. So clear the arrange. Like therefore come to say aptitude మళ్ళీ ఇంటికి రావాలి కదా ఇక్కడే అరేంజ్ చేయాలి ఖాళీ ప్లేసెస్ చేసి ఉన్నాయంత వచ్చే మెంబర్స్ కూర్చొని పెట్టారంట సార్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నారు వీటితోనే అరేంజ్ చేయాలి ఎక్స్ట్రా ఉంటే ఆ సైట్ ఒక కొన్ని చైర్లకు మెంబర్స్ చూసారు లాస్ట్ లో ఖాళీ ప్లేస్ అక్కడ తర్వాత Get object method. Return type is a double turn. Get object method. Return type is a double turn. It is returning one reference from the array. Array containing two references. Indexes are 0 and 1. Indexes are 0 and 1. Initially index is 0. Initially index is 0. While calling get object method, anybody? While calling get object method first time. While calling get object method first time. Index is 0. 0 modulo 2. 0. So tons of 0. 0 will be returning. 0th index reference is returning and index is becoming 1 or not. Post increment. By the time of calling second time, index value will be 1. 1 modulo 2. 1 modulo 2 is 1. Sir, no. It returns tons of 1. At one index, whatever value is there, that value return. Once the second time got executed, index will become a, come on, 2. 2 modulo 2, 0. While calling third time, it is getting 0th index reference. But index will become a 3. Index will become a 3. While calling fourth time get object method, it returns one index, whatever reference is there. Yes or no? Then index will become a 4. 4 modulo 4, 5 modulo, sorry, 4 modulo 2, 5 modulo 2, 6 modulo 2, 7 modulo 2. So very difficult or very easy? Sir, no. Almost 15 minutes I have given. Most of the people are talking each other instead of trying to analyze. Software industry is completely like a, you have to apply your brain. No predefined available. Even though predefined available, that will not be suitable exactly to your customer requirement. You have to do little changes, modifications. For that purpose, you have to apply your brain. Simply wasting time. Now, in the same program, I developed a T1 class. I think it's not available in the material. It's available? Please note down. What could be the output of this? Constructor executed two types. I kept SOP in the constructor. Now you can see object addresses. Alternatively, same object address you are getting or not? Alternatively, same object's address. Alternatively, same object's address. Two objects only sharing by multiple clients. Based on the index value, client will be getting either 0th one or 1. It's purely based on index value. Every time indexes keep incrementing. Understood everybody? Now how to design a class for only 10 objects per class. Only 10. Go through completely. Develop a class in your notebook. Entire class. Designing a class for only 10 objects. Designing a class for only 10 objects. In order to produce 10 objects, what you can do? First and foremost, your Make the size as a 10. 10 objects you can accommodate. Then create a 10 objects, or else use a for loop. Guys, mod 10. Then you can go for any number of times to get object to method. All these 10 objects only key will be involved. Yes or no? Nowadays interviewers are asking like this. In a year 12 months are there. Yes or no? No idea. Designing 12 objects, keep using those objects only again and again, rather than creating a 13th object or 14th or 15th. Then go for size as 12, create a 12 objects, mod it 12. You will be getting one every time. Come to the next one, immutable design pattern. Immutable What is the immutable? Once object created, it should not be allowed us to modify the data. Once object created, inside that object whatever data is there, that should not be allowed to modify. Immutable means not changeable. Immutable, not changeable. Immutable, not changeable. Immutable, not changeable. Once object created, it should not allow us to modify anything. Inside a S class, there is one attribute with a private. Inside a S class, there is one attribute with a private. There is one attribute with a private. This I cannot be accessed from outside a yes. I cannot be accessed from outside a yes. I is getting initialized through constructor and returning through get method. We are able to assign a value to I only through constructor. While creating an object only, I is getting a value. Later, we are not modifying I value. We are simply reading I value. We are simply reading I value. We are not modifying I value. Private attribute I. Private attribute I. One constructor and get method. I is getting initialized through constructor. Later, whatever methods you are keeping, those methods are not modifying I value. Only one method is there, that is a get method. It is returning I value. It is returning I value, not modifying. It is returning I value, not modifying. It is returning I value, not modifying. Get method is returning I value, it's not modifying I value. Assume S class development got over. I am creating one object to S, I value 90. By using S1, is there any chance of modifying I value from 90 to any another? You cannot modify I value. If you wanted, you can read the I value and you can print. You can read the I value, you can make use of that I value. I cannot be modified further. Once S class development got over, users of S, they can create an object to S. While creating an object to S, they should supply a I value. Later, there is no way of changing I value. But they can read the I value. They can read I value. They can read I value. They cannot modify I value. For S2 object, we supply I value as a 190. Throughout the life of S2 object, I value will be 190 only. There is no way of changing I value from 190 to any another. If you wanted, you can read the I value. If you wanted, you can read the I value, but you cannot modify I value. Now S class is a immutable class. After creating an object, nobody can change attribute values. While creating an object only, they have to supply the values to attributes through constructor. While designing a immutable class, you need to follow three conditions. First condition is every attribute should be private. Every attribute should be private so that nobody can access the attribute from outside. So that nobody can access the attribute from outside. All attributes declare with a private. All attributes declare with a private. The second point, every attribute should initialize through constructor. Second point, every attribute should initialize through constructor. Every attribute should initialize through constructor. Third point, no method can modify attributes. No method can modify attributes but can use the attributes. No method can modify the attributes. No method can modify the attributes. No method can modify the attributes. But methods can use the attributes. Methods can use attributes. If you follow these three conditions, then class will be automatically immutable design class. There is one more program in the material, immutable class. There are not. Check it out, all three are followed or not? Totally how many attributes are there? 3 or 5? 3 attributes. All are private or not? First condition is satisfied. All three are initializing through constructor. Second condition satisfied. There are several methods. No method modifying attributes, but methods are using attributes. Yes or no? Third condition also satisfied.